Well, you remember Broward County Sheriff Scott Israel. He thoroughly discredited himself with his handling of the Parkland shooting, where at a CNN gun control rally, he attempted to vilify gun owners as a group while simultaneously heaping credit on himself like a megalomaniac. Now, Sheriff Israel is facing a vote of no confidence from his own deputies. Jeff Bell is a deputy sheriff and president of the Broward Sheriff's Office Deputies Association, and he joins us tonight. Mr. Bell, thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
So, facing a vote of no confidence for what? Why do you have no confidence?
Well, there's a series of events that have led up to this vote of no confidence, and it has nothing to do with the contract whatsoever. That is a blatant lie by the sheriff himself. But this is about a series of events over the past couple of years, such as bad policies of the Promise program and the civil citation program that takes all discretion away from deputies to make the arrests that we need to make. It's about the lack of training facilities, not having our own gun range to properly train for these situations. It's about the distrust between the Sheriff's Office and the union when the Sheriff's Office asked for our help to raise property taxes on citizens because they claim to be broke, but yet we're only to find out after completing an audit that the Sheriff's Office returned $100 million back to the County Commission alone last year. And then it's the discovery of the misuse of taxpayer money by the Broward Sheriff's Office by providing private entities such as Napa Auto Parts with free gas cards from the Sheriff's Office, where we've identified through public records requests that in 1 year alone they obtained 6,000 gallons of gasoline from our gas pumps. That is a fleecing of Broward County. And then also on top of it, the disparity of treatment and punishment between the command staff if they were to commit felonies and untruthfulness compared to a deputy is a far great time span of what punishment we will get between the rank and file and the command staff.
So
that
what
has led to this no confidence.
Well, that's quite a litany. I mean, what you're describing is a combination of incompetence and corruption. Call me cynical, but when you watched Sheriff Israel lay the entire blame for the shooting on Middle America, because ordinary law-abiding people have too many guns in his view, did it seem like an effort to distract from his own failures?
Absolutely it was, and you can see this pattern of this. Sheriff Israel, back in his own Facebook post from February 24th of this year, he said that there was only one deputy on scene on the school during the entire attack. That's proven to be false. So he can't tell the truth about that event. Then he goes on a town forum and he blames the NRA. Then he blames one deputy, Scott Peterson, for this problem. Then he blames everybody else that he can for this problem. I understand that he can't be responsible for every employee, but at the end of the day, he needs to be accountable for his employees, and he's just not being accountable. And yes, this is some of the reasons why he needs to be removed from office.
Removed from office. And so accountability requires transparency. You have to know what someone's doing in order to evaluate it. And you just heard Trace Gallagher say that there are many video and audio tapes that the public still has not seen. Why is that?
Well, they don't want to be transparent because it's going to expose that the sheriff knew some information in the past, that he contradicted himself in public interviews, and that's going to come back and bite him on that. However, we're going to press forward for more transparency with the sheriff, the same way that he claims to be the most transparent sheriff that's ever been in the sheriff's office. It goes both ways, Sheriff, and you need to be transparent. Release those videos so we can know the truth. Now, if this vote of no confidence goes forward and it turns out the way that the membership is voicing their opinion towards us, then we'll take that information to the governor's office and we'll support him with whatever decision he wants to make. But if he chooses to remain sheriff with Scott Israel, then that means that the governor agrees that Sheriff Israel is an amazing leader, which he's not. And be forewarned that when the next incident happens, if the governor leaves him there, it will be on the hands of Governor Scott, not the employees at the Broward Sheriff's Office.
Well, I'm so glad you're bringing this to our attention. It's a shame, though, we had to wait months to hear it from a law enforcement officer, and that CNN, which hosted this gun control rally and put Israel at the center of it, never asked a single skeptical question about his behavior. It's frustrating, but I'm glad the truth is coming out, and I'm glad you're telling our viewers about it. Mr. Bell, thank you.
Thank you.